On TikTok, the best type of ads to run right now are actually called Spark ads, and those are organic. So a lot of the direction of what we're doing and our brands are doing is education or playful fun rather than a real call to action to buy today.
Welcome to the Marketing Boost Solutions Podcast. Join host Marco Torres, co-founder of MarketingBoost.com, along with expert guests as they deliver incredible, proven solutions to your marketing challenges in each power-packed episode. Captain Marco has guided thousands of entrepreneurs, growing their sales and marketing through the use of value-add incentives. His Facebook groups are home to more than 84,000 entrepreneurs who are raking in sales with his advice. Get ready to be blown away with game-changing lessons for your business.
Welcome to another episode. My guest today is the founder and managing partner of Pennock. She is the leader in scaling DTC or direct-to-consumer businesses through paid ads with a focus on helping female-led beauty brands with expertise in digital media management exceeding folks 100 million in online sales. She and her team are known for leveraging strategic advantages and generating impressive marketing efficiency ratios and amazing ROAS, or return on ad spend. Before I introduce her, I will mention she will be offering an amazing 3 months of free ads management by her agency to brands that mention the Marketing Boost Solutions podcast. So if you qualify, you want to pay attention to the show. So help me welcome my powerful guest, Nikki Lindgren from Pennock.co to the show.
Awesome.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having me, Marco.
Thank you, Nikki, and thank you for being with us today to help share some of your wisdom with our community. We're a community of entrepreneurs, over 30,000 of them that use the Marketing Boost travel incentives to grow their business, and many of them have the challenges of figuring out how to get a good ROAS. So how did you get into the world of supporting typically beauty brands and what have you, and how long have you been doing it, Nikki?
Yeah, well, super excited to be here because one of my favorite things is sharing what we've learned and some of the knowledge we've acquired over the years. My professional background is all direct to consumer, mainly in the marketing side. So I've been doing this since I graduated college. And the work I've done has been both in-house at brands as well as agency side. And when I was in-house, I got to select and choose which agency we worked with and, manage the relationship. So I felt as I was sunsetting my last full-time job, due to like a round of layoff here in the San Francisco Bay Area, it was the perfect time to go out and try this on my own, since I felt like I had a really good perspective of both sides of the fence and the coin related to agency and brand life. So Pennock came together in 2020, and we're very boutique in nature. We just have 9 full-time employees who are working decentralized from their home offices throughout the US. And we really help emerging brands in the beauty and lifestyle space grow their online sales direct to consumer. So we're usually supporting brands that have Shopify store setups.
Cool. So if you've been at it, I mean, as young as you look, if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, you can see Nikki looks like you just got out of college. So I don't know how long you
Well, I appreciate it. It was years ago.
So tell us about one of the questions that comes to mind, when I talk to experts like you here is, when should companies, what do they need to, when they're ready to start spending ads, how much and how do they go about deciding what their budget is and how much to spend on ads to start generating sales?
Yeah, the answer to that's going to vary a lot based on the type of business we're talking about. If you own a local salon, you can start doing, local advertising with pretty minimal budgets. So you could be spending as low as a couple $1,000s a month and see success and really never have to spend much beyond that. When we're talking about an e-commerce business that is trying to grow to a couple million in revenue per year, they're going to want to be allocating about 30% of what they expect their revenue to be back into ads. Perhaps that will cover the cost of both ads and like management and all the fees that go along with creatives and that. So I would say it's hard to answer as a one answer, but roughly 30% of revenue is what, you know, the industry calls a normal amount to go back into ad spend.
And then obviously if you start finding some nuggets that are working, some ads that are working, then and you're generating profits, then hopefully you can throw more fire, you know, just throw more gas on the fire and just keep on spending until it stops working.
Yes, and that's so true. Even with our brands we work with, we'll have like a monthly set budget that's agreed upon, but if performance is exceeding, we'll talk to them about just increasing the
Hey,
budget because
if it's
we,
working and generating sales, can we crank it up? You know.
yes, because not all weeks or days or months are created equal in the land of paid media. So we kind of want to take advantage of a situation when it's looking really good.
So another question that I often have heard and, you know, think about myself all the time is what is the right mix of media for an online retailer, or maybe for any business in general, but especially for an e-commerce site? Where should they be putting that money? What is the media mix they should be buying?
Yeah. Oh, you're asking me so many good but hard questions to give a one precise answer to. So in the land of paid, we are getting to a place where machine learning audiences and segments of people do oftentimes outperform audiences that a paid marketer will build and put into the system. I call that out because that doesn't mean it's the Wild West and everyone should just kind of go nuts and put budget on TikTok ads and meta ads and everywhere in between. The reason it's still really important to understand the persona of the target customer is because then we're going to put the budgets and the big bets against those placements. So if you have a Gen Z or Gen Alpha brand that resonates with these younger demographics, TikTok ads is going to make a lot more sense than something a little bit more, a more mature audience would resonate with. Now, there's another layer on top of that that complicates things more, and that's the creative assets at your fingertips. So if you're a brand that has very like static image assets that are maybe like a little bit less lo-fi shot from iPhone looking, you're not going to be successful on TikTok. So we're going to look at a mix of where brands have their audiences and what type of assets are available to be created, to be in their Rolodex already of creatives, and go there. But generally, the highest places people are still spending in 2024 are going to be Google Ads. Google just launched demand generation ads about 6-9 months ago. So that's an area of interest that more brands are getting into, and Performance Max is another type of campaign on Google that work really well for e-commerce brands. So a lot of heavy budget in those areas because these are in-market people for products. The next highest place of spend is usually meta ads. And even for brands we help that do skew towards Gen Alpha and up to Gen Z, they often still are spending more on Instagram, Google ads, or meta ads rather than on TikTok ads. And that's just kind of a symptom of where they are in their maturity and how many assets are TikTok native that they have available.
It's time to wow, surprise, and impress your clients with the most powerful customer draw card available anywhere. The Marketing Boost Solutions Show is brought to you by Marketing Boost, where you can get valuable travel and restaurant incentives to drive your leads from prospects to paying customers. Now you can offer complimentary hotel stays in over 130 destinations worldwide. Go to marketingboostsolutions.com and try it for free right now.
On TikTok, the best type of ads to run right now are actually called Spark ads, and those are organic TikToks that a brand or a creator that you work with as a brand produce. So ads that we load through the backend ads manager generally perform less that or lower than picking up ads that were already on your organic TikTok account. So that's the first thing. And that kind of leads to what works on organic TikTok is usually not like buy this for these 3 reasons. It's like a little bit more educational or fun, stops a person in their tracks. So a lot of the direction of what we're doing and our brands are doing is education or playful fun rather than a real call to action to buy today.
So that leads me to the question of how do you, one thing is to have an ad budget and spend money. The other is what kind of landing page are you building? What kind of sales funnel should somebody build that is going to support the ads? And I would imagine that matters more or as much, if not more, than the ads themselves. So how do you guide people in building the right sales funnel?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when it comes to sales funnel, the thing we're going to think about with the cookieless future and third-party data going away is really how we can keep a level of insight on a person on a platform. Meaning when we're talking about, we'll just keep talking about TikTok ads because we already started talking about them. When you're building your cold audience, your first touch point with someone on TikTok ads, you're going to want to set the objective around video views. So the longer you can hook someone to watch that video, that's going to be piece one of that first level of awareness at the very top of the funnel. Now, after they watch a percentage of your video or at least 3 seconds of your video, now you get to show them your next set of creative. And so you're moving them down this funnel. At this point, that's on TikTok. We don't know if they've come to your website yet. We don't really care. We just want to educate them and entertain them on the TikTok platform. Now, this second level is where we're going to start to intentionally drive people to your website to make a purchase. And that's where the landing page is really important. First, the asset is a bit more important because if you can't find an ad that gets them to stop and then click, you're already missing out. But ultimately, once they get to the website, they need a good landing page. In e-com, we generally find the homepage is not always the best. In fact, it's oftentimes like one of the worst pages to drive people to. So what we find in e-com is, generally speaking, a category landing page or a product detail page, a PDP, will work fine, but it is the job of a CRO, conversion rate optimizer, someone who builds and thinks through landing pages to reflect on what's going on with your Hotjar, kind of your heat mapping tools, and also what your competitors are doing to maybe figure out if it is necessary to build additional landing pages that better speak to either the ad unit or the pain points that someone is coming to your website to solve for. And we've worked with partners like Vermont to build out custom landing pages or landing page solutions that are a little bit more of a one-to-one match between the ad experience and the landing page, so they feel like they're coming to an extension of the ad they were just served.
Makes a lot of sense because in the world of internet marketing, you see everybody getting away from the website, so to speak, and building funnels specific to an individual product. And your sales funnel, once you get on the landing page, is all about one call to action, one product line, buy one product, versus landing on a website with all kinds of navigation, all kinds of things to distract you. Is that what you're doing to make sure I followed you there? You're taking the ad campaigns to drive for a specific one of the maybe many beauty products I might be offering, but driving them to a landing page with either one category of product lines to continue to educate them about that specific product line, and buy that one thing, and then introduce them to the rest of the website where they can add on more stuff and start or come back and buy everything else under the world.
Yes, precisely. You nailed it. That's exactly what we're aiming for.
Now, when you say, one of the things you said, and I kind of missed it, was something about when personal something is going away. What were you referring to there? Can you elaborate a little bit more?
I wish I remembered. Personal something is going away.
Something about one of the technique or some of the technology going away as far as tracking, probably, or.
Sure. So I'm not a leader or expert in the tracking space. So, I might be saying things a little inaccurately, but the the ability for third-party data to be tracked in anyone running an e-commerce store and running ads on Meta, to Meta, your e-commerce experience is third-party to them. It's not their own data, right? So that data connection between two different platforms is going to become more and more gray and less reliable. I think right now, like a small percentage of people using an iPhone are allowing their usage to be tracked, right? So I think it's less than 10%. It might be as low as 3%. So that in itself, like we've almost lost all iPhone data already. And so that trend is just going to keep continuing. And so that's what we're talking about, is like, it's really important to understand what machine learning systems are going to work well from ad buys, but also not to lose sight of surveying your customer and understanding them deeply, so that when we talk to people more generally on social, we're still speaking specifically to the pain points of our best customer.
Yeah, good point. I mean, ever since iOS 14 came out and iOS 15, we're up to, I think, I don't know, going on 17 or something. They really rocked the world of online marketing, Facebook advertising. You know, we used to, some of my companies, we used to spend up to $100,000 a day in Facebook ads alone, because we were able to target so efficiently with all of the data that was available. And you could find the lookalike audiences, and you could really pinpoint your target marketing, which is no longer as easy to do. And we were never able to be as efficient again ever since all of the iPhones, which meant you had the users with the most money, because the iPhones used to be the most expensive phones out there, still are, I guess, compared to many of the others. And so, you had the folks with the most spendable income having the most blocked privacy issues. So that certainly made marketing a lot harder. All the more reason you need an expert like you and your team, Nikki, to help you get that ROAS. When it comes to building those ads that then tie into the right type of funnel landing page, do you recommend, people outsource that versus trying to do it themselves? And if they do, what should that outsourcing cost to build efficient sales funnels that turn into proper ROAS?
Oh my gosh. Another question that's so hard for me to answer succinctly. So I think, like, in the world of marketing, you get what you pay for, right? And if all of your budget allows you to do is go to Fiverr or Upwork and work with the best freelancer you can find, you'll probably get decent results. You could also, like, if you're hiring someone internally, I would say the caution is, if your internal team doesn't know paid marketing or landing page optimization quite well, hiring someone at a junior level to figure it out is always kind of a little bit of a risk, right? Because you're hoping they can use the digital resources and online tools and find good solutions for you. So we've worked with a lot of brands who've come from doing it through freelancers, doing it something in-house to us. We've also had migration of brands working with other agencies and just kind of outgrowing them. So I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all perfect solution, but I think it's sort of like, if you feel a connection with the person you're going to be working with, and you do believe that they understand your business and want to see you succeed and not just have a client on their Rolodex, then I think we're in a better situation. So I think that's the way we think through it. And some of the things I would look for in working with someone is the type of insights they're going to provide. Is it nice to have information that's not actionable, or are there clear next steps from every situation? An example is like, click-through rate goes down. How is this person thinking through what to do next? Do they believe it's a creative issue? Do they believe it's an audience issue? It could be a combination of both, but like, are they getting to the ahas, and are they giving direction around what to do as a next step? Because, having been in the industry for so long, I see a lot of people just say, like, yeah, this is what's happening. And they're like, and end of story, right? I'm like, well, I'll tell you again how things go in a few days. And it's like, well, a lot of small business owners really need to think about the utilization of every dollar and making sure it is working for their causes. And, oftentimes these smaller startups cannot just sit on the trends. So it didn't really answer the question, but I think it's not a one size fits all. There's great marketers in every lane. There's terrible marketers at every level of investment too.
Sure. Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back, and we're going to hear more from Nikki, especially about how to get 3 months of free ad management from Nikki. But we'll be right back after we hear from our sponsor. Don't go away.
Is your business on autopilot yet? Do you have automation in place to capture, nurture, and convert prospects into clients via email, SMS, ringless voicemails, appointment setting? Get all the inbound and outbound marketing tools in one place. Go to marketingboostsolutions.com for more on automating your business so you can make money while you sleep.
Welcome back to the Marketing Boost Solutions podcast. We're here with Nikki talking about setting up your ads management properly to get the best ROAS and return on your ad spend. But by the way, we just heard from automationbooster.com, and literally I've been in the marketing space. I've been an online advertiser since 1996. Been at it since before Google, before Facebook, and I've never seen a product like Automation Booster that gives you the ability to set up all your inbound and outbound marketing tools to automate everything with for your email, your texting, your ringless voicemail messaging, and automate all of that with sequencing to nurture your leads, bring your leads in, nurture them until they become paying clients. So if you don't already have a CRM system that's all in one, built in with a conversations tab where you can log in from your phone, or your virtual assistants can log in, and all in one place, whether they're communicating with you via email, text, Facebook, WhatsApp, etc., it'll all be in one united conversations tab. Check out automationbooster.com. So here we are with Nikki. We're back, and Nikki, tell us about, let me share my screen for a moment, but in the meantime, tell us about your special offer that you're offering to the Marketing Boost community while I get ready to show folks your website and screen as well here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Marco, as he mentioned, we are doing an offer that is 3 months of ad management for free. So most agencies are going to charge, I would say, minimum of a couple $1,000s to manage ads. So we will do that for the first few months for free. And we're looking for someone in our ICP. So if you get in touch with me, I am Nikki at pennock.co, pennock.co, and mention this podcast, you will qualify for this 3-month free management service.
Wow, that's quite an offer. Most people give you a 7-day, 14-day, 30-day free trial, but you're offering 90 days for the right clients. So
exactly.
So folks, reach out to her again. I'm going to, we're looking at her website right now. It's, pronounce that for me one more time.
Yep, it's pronounced Pennock. It's actually, the history of it is it's a small town in Minnesota that I grew up in. So it's just a near and dear word in my life, and we named our agency after it.
Pennock.co, folks. And here you can reach out to her, and get, if you're in her digital space, if you're female beauty products or cosmetic products, or fashion products, you might be a good fit for her to take over your ad spend for the next 90 days and prove her success to you and increase your ROAS, for example, some of these here as much as 43%, and etc. So can make a big impact for you. She's also available. Let me see if I get my screen shared properly. All of these are going to be in the notes below as far as being able to find her contact information. Let me if I get back in here, and let's go here. So you can also find her and follow her on Instagram. We are Pennock on Instagram. She has her YouTube channel as well. And of course, this loads up slowly, but she's got her entire YouTube channel with plenty of information here on trying to get to your YouTube channel instead of having individual videos.
Yeah, this is a little scary.
Yeah. Trying to get to the YouTube channel. Here it goes. Slow loading on my side, but here we go. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see her channel here, Pennock Digital Marketing Agency. Come here and subscribe and follow this so you can learn more about making your platform work more efficiently. Tell us some more. Give us some more wisdom on some ideas, especially on Facebook. A lot of us start marketing on Facebook. It's an affordable platform to do some test ads, etc. Yet the darn thing can really seem complex. They don't make it easy to set up your own ads and do anything on Facebook without, at least for me, it seems like you got to be a rocket scientist to learn. It's not user friendly at all, which is probably good for agencies because they make us want to hire somebody to.
Yes.
But what guidance would you give to somebody if they are running their own ads or getting started on advertising on Facebook?
Sure. So advertising on Facebook, the first thing a brand would want to think about is how much they're willing to spend for a conversion, whether that be them walk into a location or an actual product or service. And whatever that number is, Facebook recommends the daily spend be 7 times that amount you're willing to pay for that conversion action to occur. Sometimes that already pushes people well outside of their comfort zone. So that's why I say Facebook says it. It's not something we all have to stand behind firmly in the industry, but that's just kind of to think about how you're going to invest. That's one way I look through it. And then think about the investment being a 3-month commitment. We're doing a 3-month offer for a similar reason. And what you're going to want to do from a setup perspective is probably go off of the objective you want. So while there are full funnel plays that could be maintained, which is video views, then get people to your website, then ask them to convert, I would go straight to the conversion, the main thing your business needs immediately, and run that for a colder new audience that has no experience with your brand, and a second campaign with people who might follow you on social, have been to your website. But again, the ultimate objective for everything should be a conversion. So whether you want to call that a sale, a lead conversion, the optimization should be set up against that goal, which will mean you have to pixel your website. It's usually quite straightforward. There are integrations direct with Shopify to integrate, so it is pretty seamless. But this is where having an expert kind of come in to help guide can make things easier, because at the end of the day, we hate even spending a week's worth of budget against untrackable expectations.
You just gave the information, you just covered it, hit it on the nail, because just start spending on Facebook without having set up proper tracking in advance is not going to show you much of anything. So and you're not going to be able to see the ROI, are you getting your return on investment back? So if you don't know how to do it, and it can be a little complicated for those that are you're not, real technically savvy, then hire either an agency or at least get some Fiverr expert to set up to plug in the pixels properly on your landing pages, on your purchase pages, on your thank you page, so that once they did purchase and you reach the thank you page for the purchase, that's where you want that pixel tracking to trigger, for example, so that the tracking occurred properly. And again, I'm not the expert on it at all. I hire people to do, one of the things I teach my community, I'm always preaching, is if you don't try to do it all yourself. I think one of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make is we want to be control freaks and we want to do it all ourselves. And we sometimes are too cheap to hire the right people. And so you're trying to do it all yourself. You're trying to watch YouTube videos to learn how to do it and everything else. And at the end of the day, you can't be an expert at everything. And when you try to be, you're an expert at nothing. So you should focus on what you're best at, which might be your sales page or your product page or your whatever it is you do best. But hire other experts to help you set up the pixel tracking, to run your Facebook ads, to get it down so that you can focus on the bigger picture and let experts like Nikki here run your ad campaigns. And then you can look at the reports and make decisions about your business versus working in your business, trying to do all the little nitty gritty stuff that really can consume your entire day or week and or weeks and and not be very efficient in the end. I would imagine you would agree with that, Nikki.
Yes, I mean, we advise people to look at their buyback loop, and is it going to cost them more to outsource than do it themselves? And the reality is oftentimes not because it'll take them more hours than it'll take us. So it's a better, or someone who is an expert, so it's a better use of their utilization to not learn to do it themselves and outsource it to an expert. I do want to talk for
I'll
a second.
interject there. Even if you wanted to run it in-house, and then you can still, by hiring an agency for 6 months, a year, what have you, you can then educate yourself and or in-house team members with your agency to learn all of this stuff, understand it, have the agency help you optimize everything to the best that it can be with all your proper landing pages and messaging and email sequencing and reminder messages and follow-ups and all of that messaging combined between the ad when they first saw you, then the follow-up, email messages and text messaging to get them back into your world, and then the conversions, et cetera, all of that optimized. Once you've got your agency help you do that, then you can go about saying, okay, we're ready to take this in-house because now we know how to do it and we know how to maintain it and we know how to make updates and make some changes and so on, and maybe save yourself money down the road, or maybe not, just keep the agency running at full throttle. But at least by doing it yourself, your learning curve to become the expert at that can just cost you a whole lot more money than it would hiring the agency out of the gate. So that's my recommendations, my experience, by the way, with running millions of dollars in ad spends on everything from Facebook, YouTube, and pay-per-click ads, you name it. So we've done it in-house and we've had agencies, and especially at the beginning, I think you need to get an agency. That's my plug for you there, Nikki.
I appreciate it.
And of course, you have a niche, right? Your niche is not going to work for everybody. So, but if you're, regardless if it's Nikki's not the good fit, find somebody to help you get your business set up properly with your ad campaigns being set up properly, and then you can take it in-house and manage it from there. One more time, tell us about your special offer and who it's for.
Yes, so our offer is three months of paid management for free, and we work with brands that qualify within the beauty, lifestyle, and fashion space, direct-to-consumer e-commerce brands.
Great, and that offer, do you have like a qualification where you expect people to be spending a minimum of X amount on ad spends already, or approximately where should somebody be to expect to be able to work with you?
Yeah, so we're going to keep it kind of open. And the reason I say that is because we need to understand a little bit about their business. So if their business is doing well on owned and earned media, it's fine if they haven't spent very much, because we have different expectations of how paid will work. So there isn't a dollar amount that they've already have had to have been spending for us to work together. We just want to understand the overall health of their business and their marketing mix to before we say, yes, you qualify for this 3-month relationship.
And is there a link on your website to apply for that, or you'll want them to reach out to you personally?
If they can email me personally and mention your podcast, we would be great. We would be great to hop on a call and start assessing.
Okay, great. So we'll have in the notes down below, in the show notes, there will be the email to reach out to Nikki. And folks, thank you so much for listening to our show today. We hope you brought some valuable ideas and content. If you like the content, please share this episode with somebody. Don't forget to subscribe and comment below. If you have any questions or comments about the show, we'd really appreciate some comments or a review of the show. And thanks again for listening. And we'll be back to see you on the next episode of the Marketing Boost Solutions podcast. Thank you for your listening, your attention. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Boost Solutions podcast with your hosts, Captain Marco Torres. Now it's on you. Take the next step now. Go to marketingboostsolutions.com for more on how you can wow, delight, and surprise your clients with the most amazing draw card on the planet. So stay thirsty, my friends. Stay thirsty for knowledge. See you next time.